Alright, now it's recording. I'm going to show you some quick little tips and stuff to max out your stats. As you can see, mine are pretty much capped. Uh, we're not going to count this. What will happen if I take this off? I'll lose about a good amount of stats, but nothing too major. So let's just take this off real quick and put brutal on, because you're not going to have that. Alright, so basically, you want to put HP on 2 items. Then you want to get Spirit and Vitality on either of these two, because these are really easy to get stats onto them. Costly Punch is a bit harder because like there's not many things that can fuse into Costly Punch. Uh, Besides like Magical Punch and Costly Punch will keep it, and you can keep adding Spirit to it. Uh, this you can probably transfer on something else. I just haven't bothered because it's like nothing else I really want to use in my kit. Um, so yeah, like as long as you have like this setup, you're pretty much good. Darkness covers things you need to get some range. Costly Punch is good for those really pain in the ass mobs that like can mostly eat a lot of physical stuff and you don't use magic. Uh, Assault Twister is good for multi-hitting purposes. If you really need to break down someone's ability bar, just keep spamming Assault Twister and it just tears through it. Aerial Drain is like the perfect sustain. It launches you up in the air, throws you down, you steal HP from everything around you. This is your go-to ability at the start because you want to be able to use, because you can use it for avoiding enemies. If you hit jump right before, or at the aerial drain right before they start hitting you with something, you can go in the air and hit them. The downside is it puts you in this animation unlock. So if you like are in the air as they're already doing like attacks, and the attacks are timed to where you land on top of them, you will get hit by them. It doesn't give you an iframe during the whole thing of it, so be careful when you're using jump. You can get yourself killed if you don't do it right. I learned that numerous times. Alright, so we got like the basic setup of what you want. How to get to this point is what I'm going to explain. Alright, so when you go to Materia Fusion, you get these materials. Hold on, you go to missions actually. You get these materials from 9.5 and 9.6, which is like, whoops, no. You get stuff like Hellfire, Mega Flare, Sentazuken, Rebirth Flame, and then the X Flare. These all come in like close to Master, did not Master, with like Mag on them. So what you want to do is you'll do Materia Fusion. You go to thing. I don't have them because I already used them, obviously. Like, but I have an example of like Moogle Power. It starts with Vit. You take the Vit and you put it on something you probably want. Well, we won't do Costly Punch because like that's something I have stuff on. So it's like you want to put Vit on Costly Punch. You can fuse it with Iron Fist and you'll get Costly Punch. If you want to put it on Aerial Drain, you can fuse it with Drain Blade and get Aerial Blade, Drain. If you don't have Drain Blade, like don't worry about it. Aerial Drain is really easy to make. You can get like Drain and Jump and stuff like that, and it'll mix really well. We'll get you something that's like semi harder, but not really too hard to make. I'm just trying to remember how the hell I made it, because like there's a lot of things that turn into Assault Twister Plus. So let's see here. Silence Blade turns into Spell Blade. Aerial Drain, Steel. Oh wait, I'm not gonna tell this one. Darkness is really hard to get something onto it because Darkness most of the time turns into Quake and some other shit, so if you're, I honestly do not recommend putting HP on something else. If you're gonna go put Darkness in your build, max out the HP on this as best as you can, because this is really hard to like uh keep the stats on it or transfer stats to it for any other stat that you might need. So I'd say if it's possible, max this out instead of doing what I did and putting HP on something else, because then like this, like you can't make use of this. So that's another thing. Alright, well, back to what I was doing before I went on with that. Okay, and then go like this. Okay, so I know where. Okay, so jump will turn into Assault Twister Plus. High jump turns into Assault Twister Plus. You don't really want to use the jumps for that. If you do it with Assault Twister, it turns into Assault Twister Plus, so you can do that. But like, yeah, so you can see it transfers Vitality over, gives you 60 to start with. That means you only need 40 more to cap it out, and then that's a good start for you. So that's another one to add into, in addition to the other starters you get. If I remember right, you get a Drenga at Master that gives you the HP value starting at 500%. You can't mix that with darkness, so you'll just have to transfer that onto either aerial drain or transfer it onto like an SP master type thing, because you want it on either one of these. What you could probably do is probably put it on this, on your SP turbo or master. I had it on a turbo, but I actually changed it to master at some point, not realizing it changed the master, so I kind of fucked myself there. But yeah, so you can do that, and then that way you can save this for like another stat you might need. You won't ever need magic. Magic is only good for energy and Ultima and about it. And there's a lot of things that basically do nothing for like Ultima energy. So what you could probably do even is you can ignore the HP that I have on my aerial drain and start working on your luck stat if that actually fucking matters to you. And so you don't have to use items as much for it, and you'll be like maybe like 140 if you cap it out, which wouldn't be too bad. As far as equipment goes, I'm using these right now. Well, this one I'd probably change out for ribbon, for super ribbon. See if I don't have the, yeah, like that. Stop expending AP. You get this, and it just gives you some raw stats, which is always really good. You know, Genji glove. Another good one to get besides this is the Genji mask, but you need a 1 million gil for that. If you want to, like, you know, grind money and do that, you can. I just haven't bothered with it because I don't really need it. I just need this and I'm good. I honestly would, I beat Minerva without unlocking these two because I beat her in Mako Reactor, which is like early on in chapter 3. So before like getting to Aerith and getting the missions to get the third and fourth slot for freaking accessories, I was just running around really with just this and like that. No, it was like the other whatever the fuck it's called, that increases your HP or whatever. Adam Bangle. There we go, Adam Bangle. It was this motherfucker. But yeah, I was running around with just that and the damage thing from Brutal, and that was like the two accessories I had unless I really needed stats. But like once you beat Minerva, you get Divine Slayer, which basically caps out all the stats you pretty much won't get from just materia alone, and your other item, which is Eidrich. But like usually this combination is really good. You can do that and go with Ribbon, because most of the time you won't really need to break at 9,000 HP unless like it's like certain high missions where like the mobs normally do like 10k regardless of you having max stats. So it's up to you on how you want to do that. But this is basically what I'm rolling with. Uh, energy is, however, though, energy is really good early on. You want to use energy, even if your mag's kind of low. Make sure like you don't make your mag too low. Like keep it kind of like normal. You don't really want to focus on it because energy only scales to like about maybe 5 or 6k per hit, regardless of how much magic you have. Like that's like the round where it caps off at until you can break the damage limit. So once you get it to like the 5k range, energy is like good because it multi hits and pierces through enemies. So you can like multi hit something like 5, 6, maybe a little bit more, especially when you get dual cast. This one you get from missions. Do I still have it or did they get rid of it? Where's my dual cast at? Here it is. This thing plus energy is really insane early on. Like you don't really need to increase any of your stats or stuff like that. You just put this one, put energy on, and then you can just tear through most of the mobs in the game. Especially like Tonberries, the little dudes with like the maces and shit. You can eat through their fucking ability meter, and like they'll do like basically nothing to you. It's a really good starter uh, magic thing to have. The only issue mainly is keeping your MP up. So if you get what is it, Laurel or something? Not Laurel Crown. Assault Thamasa early. Uh, Equip that as well, because like just being able to spam energy nonstop helps a lot with like clearing out a lot of those really pain in the ass mobs. There's certain ones that basically energy will do nothing to, like the little orb dudes that do delta attack. Like energy won't do shit to them. You'll still need costly punch. You'll still need like darkness. You know, like any of those two. Jump attacks can do some damage to them, but you still gotta spam them a little bit. So like it's not really worth going for that. You usually want to use either this or darkness. Darkness, you really want the range and be able to kite around easier. And the costly punch, you just want to say fucking just one shot them. And then just use aero drain to keep your HP up. I'm trying to think of what else. Because yeah, I'm trying to think what else. Like energy doesn't really do anything to you. It does nothing to Minerva, so that's why I had to change my build up and go with this stuff, because Minerva like completely made my energy thing a joke. And I did Minerva with 2 accessories, barely having like 50k HP, and like my stats weren't maxed out. I do not recommend doing that. That shit was a nightmare. I had to use like almost 20 Phoenix Downs to get through that fight. God, that shit was horrible. Okay, I'm trying to think of what else. What else would help people out really early on. Yeah, no, not too much else. You just want to get this, possibly this. Costly Punch only in extreme situations, but you mostly want to aim for these three. Getting energy and then dual cast. Like dual cast is more so a bonus, but getting energy and just finding ways to spam it as much as possible without investing too much of your SP into like, min-maxing it is really, really good for the early missions. Or more so mid to late game missions. And then you just gotta make sure you dodge things. Try to get some stuff on like accessory wise if you can find the accessories. Um, Not find accessories, but if you can find ways to include the rest accessories in your build, you want to get stuff that stops that either makes you immune to stop, makes you immune to stun, or death. Like usually those are the three most pain in the ass status effects to deal with. Silence is whatever. You can just you can still see the silence doesn't affect my build, but silence is whatever. Um, Poison's whatever. Curse can be annoying, but like curse is still whatever. The three main ones are stop, stun, and death. Stun being the main offender. Like and all these status effects that have been pissing me off the most, it's been stun. Because like even when you're null to physical, if they hit you with a physical thing that like stuns, it still stuns you. And same thing for like stop and stuff like that. But like stop, usually when you're stopped, like things don't really attack you as often. But when you're stunned, like everything goes balls to the walls on you. So it's just the most annoying status effect to deal with. So if you got stun immunity, definitely use that when you can. I powered through without any immunities, and yeah, it sucked. I'm stubborn. So I'm trying to think. Okay, so what else can I recommend? I mean, there's probably some other really good early starters for Materia and Materia Fusion, but as far as what I can tell from having, let's see here, almost most of the missions done, especially like the hardest ones in the, almost some of the hardest ones in the game right now, uh, I can definitely recommend the the ones I suggested. Just waiting until you get like the extra flares and all that. Moogle power you can't get until you're like in this part of the story because you have to talk to like a certain NPC to unlock the mission. So don't try to rely on willpower too much because you can't get that till later on. It seems like I'm about to get a new item. Never seen that one, but it's alright. And then, yeah, you follow that basic premise. Try to rush to get energy, aerial drain, assault twister, and darkness as early as possible. And then just like put some filler materia in to like get you some like like maybe a cure. So you'll probably need that early until you get aerial drain. Get something that just like gives you like raw stats. If you get the one materia, the one for rush. Oh, oops, my bad, I hit my plate. If you get the one for rush assault, definitely get that one too because rush assault, like getting that more and more often, will make a lot of your fights easier because of all the pure raw damage it does from the multi hitting and all that stuff. Definitely get that one in. Try to give it some stats if you can, but don't like invest too much into it because like later on it just becomes a dead materia and there's like better ones you can put in like SPs and stuff like that. I mean, like darkness is kind of like a dead materia as it is because I almost never use this unless like extreme situations where I actually absolutely need to, and it's kind of dead because I can't really change the stat on it because I put anything with it, it turns into Quake, Ultima, or some other dumb fucking thing I don't want. So try not to worry about putting another stat on this and just max the HP on this if you can. I think that's about everything. Yeah, that should be it. This should be like overall streamlined, about the easiest way to min max stats and not make too much of a hassle out of it. So you don't have to keep regrinding materials and you know, getting like chocobo nonsense over and over again, like these little things, like the fat chocobo feathers, and that's for HP. But yeah, like I got like 48 of these. That's like 480% right there. You know, I get adamantite attack. I have a lot of hero drinks. I've almost never used them because like attack's pretty easy to get up. There's a stop blade you get that gets 40 attack on it. Definitely use that one for your attack thing. Like you can probably maybe put it on one of your things or put it on this. Or you can even put the stop blade in your thing. I don't know what you would probably put instead of this. Because like, I don't know, maybe a status effect and put like status ward or something. There's probably something I could like probably fine tune, like take these two out and put like even better materia in, but like there's like really nothing else I want to use, so I'll leave my 2 dead slots to be 2 dead slots. But yeah, hopefully this helps you all out and you can get your stats up really quickly, do missions really fast, and you know, cheese things. The key is cheesing with energy. Energy is your main cheese. Use that to your thing, and then when you want to dodge, just jump, then energy, then jump, and then energy, and then jump, and then energy, or jump and then darkness. Whatever you need to do, that's your way to victory. That way you don't have to grind certain stats out. You don't have to really grind anything. Like I didn't start grinding stats until basically I got to Minerva and after I beat her, because like I didn't like think that she'd be that hard of a fight, and turns out I was dead wrong because I didn't really beat her in the original one. I'm like kind of like whatever, fuck this boss. And since I'm replaying it as at the remake, I'm like, you know, I might as well fucking beat her, or at least try to. And I do not recommend that fight. Like you can get on just fine without Divine Slayer. It's not really mandatory to get this item. It helps a lot, but yeah, I don't know. Because I'm like, what was I losing again? I lose 20 spirit, 27 attack, 1 vit. I mean, I lose luck, but fuck luck. I don't need that shit. Yeah, so I'd only need to put 20 more attack, 20 more of this, 1 more vit, and then I'll still be like basically capped. I just won't have a Libra. What do you do? So yeah, it's like you don't really need with my setup, you don't, like I said, you don't really need the Divine Slayer. It's just a bonus thing to just make your stat capping a little bit easier. You don't have to like waste time grinding out 20 more or something, which would usually on average take about what on average takes about like 200 to almost half a mil SP. You know, I got like 8.9 million right now because I just, there was a area I was grinding for SP, and you can get about a mil SP per like hour almost. It depends on your luck because you have to kill the little dudes that do delta attack. I don't remember. They're like movers or mowers or what the fuck they're called. They give you like 20k SP a kill. So you have to like go back and forth and kill those between those and death claws and these other stupid little hungry guys that go roll around and do bite for like 13k damage, and like they roll around and hit you like 2 to 3 times. They can do like 7 to like 13k. They get crits on you. They're really annoying mobs. So like if you need SP, you can grind there. They are like they really hit hard early and stupid shit like that. So and energy can't cheese them. So I do not recommend grinding them until you get Costly Punch, because Costly Punch you can just go up, hit the little fucking mower dude like instantly with it, kill him, and then just you try to do what you can to get out of there, or just kill them as well. If you do a good amount of damage at that point, and you think you just slog it through and just kill them real quick, instead of trying to run and deal with their Broly bullshit and all that crap, then I can recommend doing that. But other than that, you know, just go and Costly Punch the little fucking mower guys, get your 20k SP, and just roll the hell out. Alright, that should be everything that I can go over. There's probably some more like material later on that'll be like easier to use, but like as you get later and later on in the game, you don't really want to wait to those points to like get certain stats that you want. You kind of want to do it as early as possible. Where I'm like, what, in chapter 4 right now? Oh no, I'm on chapter 5. I'm on chapter 5, and like I'm pretty much done with the game. Like all I can do right now is just mostly missions and stuff that'll be a challenge, and that's about it. Everything else I'm pretty much done with. I can just go and just complete the game. And it was a fun grind. So hope this helps you out. Take care everyone. Sorry for the lengthy video, and peace.